Hiya! Welcome! So this is Minidisc Monday number 68, and I've got an album by a solo artist to show you today. You know it is from the title of the video, but this is his second solo studio album. He of course was once a member of one of my favourite bands, Suede, and he also collaborated and continues to collaborate with many different artists, notably people like David McCalmont, Jesse Buckley, etc. Today we're going to review Friends and Lovers from Mr. Bernard Butler. So this came out only about a year or so after his debut album, People Move On. That did pretty well. I think it was a top 20 album, and at least a couple of the singles from it did fairly well here in the UK as well. Obviously he had more material quite soon after, so this album came out in 1999. It didn't do particularly well. It missed the UK top 40. I get the feeling with this that as this was out on Creation Records, his label at the time, that was at the point where Creation was starting to wind down. Alan McGee, the Creation founder, would leave the company soon after this release, and then shortly after they would close for good. So perhaps there wasn't the full weight of promotional ability behind this from Creation Records that had seen the writing on the wall as far as their own existence was concerned. But anyway, we'll have a look at what we get inside and the packaging before I tell you about the album itself. It comes with a concertina style booklet, some nice art in there, gives all the production notes and what have you. Nothing much else to really say about it. And the disc, album artwork, flip it over, there's the track listing, and then at the top the catalogue number. Really nice Bernard Butler silhouette style logo there as well. I do like that. And as for the case itself, it's in lovely condition, I have to say. Nary a scuff or a scratch on it. So Friends and Lovers, I don't have his first album, by the way, People Move On. It did come out on Minidisc. It's very rare. It's one of those, you rarely see it come up on the aftermarket, and if you do, then it's going for an absolute fortune. I bought this years ago, and I think this was pretty cheap as Minidiscs go, and I couldn't really remember anything about it, having not listened to it in many years. And I wasn't massively looking forward to hearing this again, but it's part of my collection and it was due a review at some point. And you know what? I'm very happy to be proven wrong or to be pleasantly surprised, and I have been with this. Opens out with Friends and Lovers, the title track. Now that came out as a single. It was the first single off the album technically, but it didn't chart because it was only out on a very limited single-sided 10-inch vinyl single. It's a fairly good opener. I wouldn't say it's actually one of the stronger tracks on the album, to be perfectly honest. A better track for me is track 2, I'd Do It Again If I Could, which I put earlier on over the clip that you would have seen that it was another single that didn't chart, but after doing some more research, I believe it may have only been released in America. It could have had a limited release similar to the title track Friends and Lovers over here in the UK. I couldn't honestly say. There's little information to really discern from this album. It didn't do as well, certainly not as well as Bernard Butler would have hoped for, and his fans as well, I guess. Good track though. Number 3 is Cocoon. Great stuff. It's kind of your sort of anthemic Britpop, but really sort of going into more post Britpop and that sort of more anthemic indie sound, really. I know from my research that Butler was credited as having inspiration from the Small Faces and Mott the Hoople for the making of this album, for whatever that's worth. Track 4, Smile. Number 5, You Must Go On. That was the only single that got like a proper release from this album, and it still missed the top 40. Good single, probably I would say the best of the 3 that were singles somewhere in the world, taken from friends and lovers. Enjoyed that a lot. Number 6, No Easy Way Out. Number 7, Everyone I Know Is Falling Apart. Lovely ballad, and at this point in the album, well, before this point really, you really start to appreciate Butler's vocals. You know, I still don't think of him as a singer-songwriter. I think of him as a guitarist, and a very, very good one, as he demonstrates throughout this record. But he's got such a nice, soothing kind of, I don't want to say soft because that sounds a bit pejorative, but his voice is just really pleasant. It's got emotion to it. Yeah, I'd say he's an underrated vocalist, really, but certainly a perfectly rated, as he should be, guitarist. Weirdly enough, then the track listing goes back to number 01 here, so they've formatted it like it would be a two-sided vinyl record, but it isn't. It's a standard playthrough, start to end Minidisc. But track 8 it'll be is What Happened to Me. Number 9 is Let's Go Away. 2 more good songs, some catchy stuff here. I would say this is the kind of stuff, had the Verve continued in a more consistent form after their many splits over the 90s and 2000s, that this is really the kind of direction they should have gone, really. You know, it's got that kind of anthemic quality to it, this album. There's some really good quality guitar, piano, nice string accompaniment that doesn't overwhelm any of the tracks. Next we have Precious. Probably more of a weaker ballad type track on the album. Not terrible, there isn't a bad track on this album, if I'm perfectly honest. Penultimate track is Has Your Mind Got Away? Now that weighs in at 8 minutes 12 seconds, but it kind of breezes along quite well. A lot of the time when I'm listening to an album and I see that the track length is quite long, it's kind of 7-8 minutes or more, I think, oh, well, this is going to be a bit self-indulgent, but I wouldn't say that for Has Your Mind Got Away. It kind of justifies its extra length, really. And the album closes, and a nice little effect, when you're listening to a mini-disc anyway, you won't really be able to tell, probably, if you're listening to the vinyl edition, but you hear a needle go down and a bit of vinyl crackle to the start of the end of the album. You'll feel it when you're mine. A lovely little acoustic, only 2.5 minutes or so, end to what is a very good album. I did not realise how good this album was. Yes, this will be the second time I've heard it, but the first time was many years ago, and I'd just forgotten whether I liked it or not. And I assumed, before starting this review, that I was a little bit underwhelmed at the time, and that it perhaps wouldn't be a big recommendation. But you know what, it is. I do like Bernard Butler, certainly his work with Suede, all one album or so of it. I've heard bits of his other work as well. I would really, on the strength of this, like to get his first album. As I say, doubt I'll ever see it on mini-disc for a good price, so probably not one that you'll ever see reviewed in this series, but perhaps I'll try and seek out a decently priced vinyl copy of People Move On, as I do know it did get a reissue in fairly recent years. But Friends and Lovers is a great album, actually, a bit of a hidden gem in my own collection here, and so happy that I was able to hear it and review it today. Thank you for watching Minidisc Monday today, and I want to give special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now, and we go again in a fortnight's time, 2 weeks, for the next edition of Minidisc Monday. Cheers everyone. See ya!